Hello and good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, depending on where you're watching this from. My name is Sumit. I am a life purpose coach, content creator, uh, a lover of knowledge, insights, inspiration, someone who believes in taking action, someone who values the higher mind for insights and inspirations, but also at the same time, I believe that it is for us to take the necessary actions for the higher mind to communicate to us. It has to be a two-way process. Those are my beliefs. In today's videos, I want to talk about this concept of survival and living. What is it specifically when I say survival and living? And we may all have different interpretations and our own perceptions on this matter, but essentially, surviving is more about taking care of your body, taking care of perhaps your identity that you have created for yourself. That is a more subtle subject. But on a more basic level, it is about the body, it's about safety, it's about security. And while living could be a little more vague, more abstract, because again it depends from person to person what living means. But essentially, what I am referring to living is tapping into one's full potential and living with absolute courage, vigor, vitality, passion, awareness, all those good words, right? All those great words. Now, why is it important to understand this and what implications do they have in our lives? See, I have constant engagement with people and friends of mine, and they are in the struggle of not being able to completely live life. Well, they do have a job, but they are at least figuring out something that they want to do, but there is a part of them which really wants to live life, and at the same time a part of them that wants to just find a way to make things more stable. And I agree, both of these are really important, but sometimes people limit themselves to survive because of all the XYZ things, because perhaps they believe something about themselves which is not empowering. Perhaps they have habits that they are not being able to let go of so that they can move into their deeper, higher potential. It can be various things for various reasons, right? So, the reason why this topic is really essential is because the way to begin understanding our full potential is to dive deeper. But it takes us a lot of courage to take that decision because, again, it does, in a way, um, contradict the survival mechanism, or in a way demands us to get us out of our comfort zone. So for someone uh, who loves to draw, who loves to paint, and perhaps for survival they're doing a job like accounting or whatever you wanna call it. To make that jump is not easy. It challenges you on all levels. But then again, it is what is going to help you grow into a person who is, of course, admired by the people around you, but more importantly, the connection you feel with yourself, the person you become, the person you exude. And that, I think, is the way to fulfillment as well. Now, how do we begin that process? Well, it would be great if you could hire a coach, right? But everyone might not have that um, opportunity, or perhaps your belief systems don't allow you to do that, or whatever might be the reason. But on our own, how could you approach that? First thing is really to accept that there is something inside of you that is calling you, that is asking for you to look within and asking for you to jump into life's greater current, whatever that might be. And once you accept it, of course you feel a certain kind of pain, a certain kind of, it's difficult to describe the feeling exactly, but it's like you know that you're not living up to your fullest potential. So once that happens, it will kind of propel you to look for what is it, right? And for different people, it can be different things. What is it for you? Now we need to look at it on different levels. We could look at it on a level of skill. What are you good at? What is a skill that can get you paid? Or we could look at on a value level. What is it that is really important to you? What is a cause that you could champion towards, you could see yourself championing towards? What could be your legacy, or if there is any? You could also look at it on an interest level. What kind of interests do you have? I like this question a lot. If a friend could describe you, how would they describe you? What would they say you were passionate about? So this approach is also very beneficial, and you allow yourself to write this whole thing down. And writing is, as Jordan Peterson says, is more than just writing. It is a way for us to really organize our thoughts, at least learn to organize our thoughts and think more clearly. That the first thing, you accept it. The second thing is you be honest with yourself and begin to explore in these different kinds of levels. And the third thing is really to start taking action, being patient with yourself and not overwhelming yourself, because that's the real challenge. And perhaps you might have to continue whatever you're doing and slowly transition into whatever it is you feel called towards. But what really helps is to really uh, chunk things down. What I mean to say when I say chunking things down is making the steps really specific and something that you feel you are at least ready to do. It's not that the fear goes away, it's just that we start to become more and more courageous. And I really like that statement. So once you gotta have acceptance, become honest, ask yourself five questions, really chunk down those activities, something really minute. For example, you want to start a YouTube channel. Start with a 2-minute video about what you want to do, why you want to do it, what propels you to do it, what kinds of things will you be talking about, or just maybe just your introduction. So that's just an example, right? So now I want you to kind of begin to imagine what would life be as you continuously, consistently, with persistence, obviously, go through that process. How would life look like in a week's time, in a month's time, in a year's time? What about a decade? How would your life change? Who would you be hanging out with? What are what are people saying about you? See, these are all ways to motivate us, inspire us. But it's really amazing to begin exploring that possibility for ourselves. Let's say, like, Sumit, like motivate me. And I'm like, what? Like, what do you need motivation for? I was like, no, I need motivation for everything. I was like, what do you mean everything? I mean, what they're saying is that they just want to feel more alive in life. So I said, okay, what do you do then? I said, yeah, I do some finance work in the company. Why do you do it? Because I want to build my profile. I want to, be more of a value so that I can perhaps work in a bigger company, make more money. See, the deeper we go into these things, we touch upon more of in a survival level. First, like I said, the survival of the body, then the survival of the mind, survival of the ego, and that really limits us. That doesn't allow us to be our most authentic self. So this is an age-old trial that we have been going through as human beings, especially artists. Uh, and I think artists relate to this because they're always trying to like balance, or I mean, it depends on, again, it depends from person to person and how one approaches this thing. I'll be really curious to know your perspective on it and how you think it is relevant to your life and what approaches are you taking on something like this. Comment down if you would want to open up a question and answer possibility. It really gives me more ideas when I have engagements, really. It absolutely inspires me and helps me out as well. So thank you so much for listening if you've come down till this time. Uh, and I would like to also offer you a free, um, it's like a set of questions that I've created. You can download it from the description. You can book a call with me. If you live in Kathmandu, you can come to my office at Lazimpat. It'd be a great time to catch up and just talk about life in general and the things that you've been facing right now. And yeah, you can go into my website at sumitkimre.com.np to know more about what I am offering and programs that I'm doing, blogs that I have put up. My YouTube channel is right here. You can subscribe to it. And thank you so much for listening. It's Sumit, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you.